My name is Ernest. I am 36. I have a family with beautiful children. I don't have a career. I live with my in-laws, and until recently, we were all sleeping in one room together, not with my in-laws, but my family. And I have felt lost these last couple of years after I got laid off from my job, and I didn't know what to do, and I'm still figuring it out. I wanted to start this channel to, one, document my own process for myself, but then also to share with other people who might be in the same situation that I'm in, where you're in your mid-30s and you feel like you're kind of either stuck or you're starting over again in life. And it can be really hard to figure out what you're supposed to do. And I wanted to give you, if you feel like you relate to this, some tips, tricks, and things that I'm learning along the way that maybe will help you out. So I have not figured it all out. I am figuring it out just like everybody else. But for those of us that are on that journey, welcome. And in today's video, we are going to go through essentially the first step, which is I don't know how to initiate change in my life. Where do I start? What am I supposed to focus on? What am I supposed to do? It can be overwhelming, but we're going to filter that down today in today's video. So we're going to jump to my computer screen and we're going to take a quick look at something that I think will help get you on the right track and has helped me get onto a better track myself. I've got here what is considered the 5 pillars of life. I have borrowed this from a friend of mine. His name's Bryce. He runs a company called Allsmith. Check them out on Instagram and on YouTube. But it's the 5 pillars of life is faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun. And there's different variations of this depending on who you talk to, but this is essentially the 5 pillars of life. And if you ever do any sort of goal setting thing, they will usually tell you, hey, rate yourself in each one of these and set goals in each one of these. And you usually put that you're a 3 out of 10 on all of them, except for maybe one where you're maybe like at a 5. And if you basically you get overwhelmed because it's like, well, how do I have to set goals in all these areas and I've got to it's very overwhelming. And so what we're going to do is we're going to filter this thing down. You're just going to run inputs and outputs as a simulation to figure out where you need to focus. And so what we're going to do is we're going to run this simulation very quickly so that way you can get on with your day. But we can say here that fitness would probably make fun better, right? Because if you're fit, then you can actually do more fun things. Fitness could also improve your relationship with your family because now you can actually keep up with your children. Finances would help your family, obviously, because that would mean that you can support them. And that's been a struggle of mine for a while. It can also be for fun because you can do more fun things. You can actually pay for things and it doesn't stress you out. So let's see, where does faith? Let's see, Faith would impact family, I would say. I might just draw the rest of these for the sake of speed. So we'll just say faith into family. And let's see, fitness we can relate to fun fitness to finances. If you're in shape, you can probably work more than somebody who's not in shape. You can also, mentally speaking, it could help you mentally to think of better strategies, whatnot. So help you with the career. So fitness into finances, fitness into faith as well. I would say it would feed into that area as well. I would say they kind of motivate each other in some way. Faith could theoretically feed into fitness in that sense. If you believe in a higher power of some sorts, which it would be beneficial. So anyway, so fun. Let's see, fun, not really finances, family, yeah, fun could feed into family. Faith, okay, family, okay, I think we're good here. So if we look at inputs and outputs, as far as which box has the most outputs, now we could go on and on and on and on and on, but we'll just say we've got 3 here in fitness. We've got 2 on finances. It looks like we've actually got none coming out of family, so we should actually, family should probably be faith. It would feed into your faith. Yeah, that's fine like that. And then we've got these 2 here coming out of faith with it receiving 2. So essentially, we're coming down to these 2. And that's actually my point. If we kind of scooch over now. So essentially, we've got 2 pillars, faith and fitness. And so the way that I've been able to figure out what do I start with, it's going to be these 2 things, faith and fitness. And here's the reason why. They have the lowest investment from a monetary standpoint. So You don't have to pay a lot to get a gym membership. Granted, if you want to do like personal training, then obviously that's going to cost a lot. But in general, if you can motivate yourself to go to the gym or get in shape, do something with your body, then it has the lowest investment and has the highest ROI. Because if you can overcome yourself by choosing to suffer by getting in shape, then you've essentially conquered yourself. What can't you conquer beyond that? It's also, if let's say you want to be an entrepreneur or whatever, you want to build a business, you want to do something difficult, like it's the lowest hanging fruit. It's really hard to build a business, but in theory, it's really easy to get in shape. You just have to stick to a diet. You got to stick to a regimen of some sorts. So again, lowest investment, highest ROI, and faith would be the other one that I would encourage. Whatever it is that you believe in, committing to that, because it'll mentally help shape you to be a better. Your perspective on life changes. You probably go from victim mentality type of thinking or complaining a lot, worrying about things, anxious about things, to shifting to being like, you know what, there's a lot of things that are out of my control and I'm not going to control that. I'll pray, I will meditate or whatever, but I'm going to offload that stress in my faith so that I can actually think clearly, see opportunities clearly, be able to, dream again, for like, that was me. Like I don't want to say I'm struggling to hold a vision, but there was like 2 years where I just was like, I don't have a vision for my life. I used to want a big house and all these things, and now I don't desire any of them. But I've kind of slowly come back, and it's because I've been focusing on these two areas. So if you don't know where to start in your life, if you're in your 30s and you feel stuck, you feel like you've started over every other year, it feels like, you've gone nowhere, you're seeing all your friends on Instagram and Facebook, and they look like they have their careers in order, they've got their families in order, they've got their finance, all this stuff, and you don't know where to start, I would encourage you, as this is what I have done so far, is I've started here. I've started getting into the gym, doing some push-ups during the day, whatever, and for me, practicing my faith, reading the scriptures that I believe in, and praying, and really trying to focus on these two, because I figured, I'm like, if I can do these two things really, really well, I will conquer myself, and I will have a better connection to something that lives way outside of my life, that I believe is bigger than me. And I believe that it'll feed into all the other areas, my business or whatever it is that I want to do to make money. I think I'll actually start to see opportunities where maybe I couldn't see them before. It'll feed into my family, because now I'll be offloading stress, I'll be offloading anxiety into these areas so that they're not receiving that. And I can actually then have more fun because I'll be in better shape. I'll be able to keep up with things. I'll be able to, like my idea of fun will even change from, well, I just want to relax and watch TV, to like, hey, why don't we go on a hike? Why don't we go outside and enjoy something together? So again, for the one person that watches this, if I were to encourage you to start anywhere because it's all overwhelming, just start with these two. You can focus on the other ones later, especially if you already have a job or anything like that. Or family, like obviously like you want to have some sort of idea there, but put a lot of the weight into these, and I think the other areas of your life will start to improve. So anyways, again, my name is Ernest. I'm so excited that you're here. Love you guys. See ya.